by the way, we've sent a delegation to Switzerland, the head offices of Allseas. But these countries around the world that are being exploited are not prepared to come into this country and take Australian jobs. They're saying quite clearly to Allseas and Chevron, the resources are here, they're Australian resources, and Australian kids and Australian workers deserve them jobs, and we're going to fucking fight for them. Okay, I'll hand you over to Meredith. What we'll be doing, we'll also be hearing from our youth up there. They'll be leading the charge. And from George Gakis, one of the youth, he gets a bit nervous. Give him a plug when he gets up. I don't know where he is, but give him a plug when he gets up, because the youth is us for all of us. So once again, I'll hand it over to Meredith, Head of Unions WA. Let's give her a round of applause.
Well, thanks. Thanks very much, Chris, and thanks for the invitation to come down here and be a part of this action here today. Can I just say, it's really great to see so many people that have come out, because we know that this is a really important issue. It's an important issue, not just for us, but it's an important issue for our kids and the kids that want to work in the industries that we're from that will come after us. We're here today because we want to make sure that the good times in this state, when they're over, we're not just left with a hole in the ground and maybe a new waterfront development from Colin Barnett. We want to make sure that we're left with something that's more long-term, something that's going to last. We want to make sure that there's an investment in our future, an investment in our kids, an investment in some proper training and some proper skills development. Now, as Chris has said, I'm here today because I'm the Secretary of Unions WA, and this is not an issue that is only being dealt with and confronted by your unions here today. The issues about making sure that we invest properly in skills, that we make sure that we get jobs for Aussie workers, is something that unions right across this state and right across Australia are dealing with. So you're not dealing with this on your own, and I think it's important that we acknowledge that, and I want to acknowledge the other unions that have come down here today and be a part of it. But can I also say, the reason that I'm here today is not just because I'm the Secretary at Unions WA. I'm here today because I'm also a parent. Now, I've got two young kids. They're both boys. Now, they're too young to know what they want to do when they grow up and leave school. Although one of them tells me he wants to play professional soccer. Now, that might happen for him, it might not. But as a parent, what I care about and what I want to know is that if my kids want to go and get a trade, if they want to go and get an apprenticeship, if they want to go and develop some skills and work in the kind of resource industries that we've got in this state, I want to know they're going to have those opportunities to do that. That there will be employers that will give them a go. That there will be employers that train them, that skill them up, that give them a chance to have a future in this great state. That's what I care about as a parent, and I know that many of you as parents care about that as well. Now, we know that that future is increasingly at risk unless we stand up and we're counted and we do something about it. There's lots of evidence that the future might not be so rosy. Now, we know that in the southwest Perth metro area that there's a high number of youth unemployed. Teenagers, 21% who are looking for work can't find a job. Now, that takes in the Kwinana Strip, and that's a disgrace in a time when we think there should be certainly more jobs being created. We also know that in those key industries, the automotive, engineering, construction industry, apprenticeships are falling. They're not growing, they're falling. And again, that is a disgrace in this state at this time. And that's happened under Colin Barnett's watch, and I think he should be condemned for it. And at the same time, we've now got a federal government in Tony Abbott. We know what their agenda is in this place. Are they about developing skills for our young people? Do they care about making sure that Australian workers benefit out of the good times in this state? No, they don't. Tony Abbott and his Liberal Party, they recently refused to support amendments that would tighten up the rules that govern the 457 visas. They refuse to be a part of making that a better, fairer system because they don't care about making those systems better and fairer. That's not what they're about at all. They're about making sure that employers have the ultimate choice about who they employ on their jobs. And we know that many employers, what they want to do is take advantage of workers that come here from overseas. They don't have the same rights and abilities to speak up at work because they're frightened. If the boss doesn't like what they say, they'll lose their job and then they'll be sent back to the country they came from. And that is a disgrace.
Bullies! Fucking bullies!
So I want to thank you all for coming out here today. This is an important issue to make sure that we do benefit from the work that's going on in this state, that our kids have a future, that we have a future, that we invest in that future, that our governments invest in that future, and that they make the employers that want to exploit the resources of this state invest in the future of this state as well. Thanks to you all.
Well, thanks very much, Meredith, for that. Can we give it another round of applause here? So we'll move on. This man needs no introduction. It's Mickey Buchan, Secretary of the CFMEU, who's been by our side right through this program.
Thanks, Christy. Good work, Meredith. I just want to let everyone know what went down on one of our building sites today, and it's becoming more common on a daily, weekly basis that we deal with. We've got a situation on a job only 500 metres away from here where the formwork contractor decided or was asked that he needed additional people on another job, so he started putting on casuals. This job's winding up. What was his answer? Sack this bloke, without giving him the opportunity to go on to the next job. We say we're going to see more of this as it comes through. We need to see better employment security provisions, and it just goes to show you what they're about and what they're going on. It's a credit to everyone on that job down at Closters, and there's about 70 of them that walked off this afternoon, because to make matters... Normally the situation would be that you'd meet with the subcontractor, you'd sort it out and you'd get on with business. Not in this day. He refuses to answer phone calls, puts it back onto the principal contractor. The principal contractor says that he's got nothing to do with it. It's up to the subcontractor. Get on with work or I'm calling the coppers. And that's what happened. 10 minutes before boys headed up here, they were informed by site management, you got 10 minutes to go back to work or the coppers are on their way. Talk about a waste of fucking resources. So that's just an experience what our organisers and what our members are facing with on a daily basis in the fucking CBD in Perth. But we are going to take it up to them. We're not taking a backward set. We're going to be alongside the MUA, Unions WA, Caroline, with United Voice and all like-minded unions until we win at the end. Because one thing that we all know, we'll come out and we've been around longer than anyone. Thanks very much.
Okay, thanks for that report, Mick. So you can see the struggle's on and it continues. And there's no bigger struggle going on at the moment in respect to this state around education, around teachers aides, where they're sacking people left, right and centre. Sacking them when there's more kids coming into the state that need educating. And I'm going to hand you over to the Secretary, and I've got to say, doing a great job in our respect into what's going on here. They had 17,000 teachers and teachers' aides out there at the WACA last week or the week before, and they're going to build this struggle, and she's here to tell you about it. Give her a big round of applause, Caroline Smith.
So thanks guys, and I just want to acknowledge that we meet on Noongar ground and pay my respect to the elders past and present. I just want to thank Christy for the chance to talk to you today. I didn't expect to come here today to talk to you. What I came here today is to stand beside you in solidarity with your struggle. Because I think we're here for the same reason. We're here because we give a shit. We're here because we care about what we leave behind. We care about the future of our young people, and we care about having a decent state where we can go forward, not to be, left behind after the mining boom. One of the reasons we came here today is because the MUA and the rest of the union movement, but particularly I've got to acknowledge Christy and the MUA guys, you've been absolutely there for our members, absolutely, and I want to personally convey my thanks. When we had workers locked out for 6 weeks at the airport, it was you guys who put your hands in your pockets and put money towards paying their wages. So from those people who you're the difference between whether their rent was paid, whether their mortgage was paid, whether their kids were paid, I want to bring those thanks to you. You did a fantastic job. It really made a difference. Thank you. And as I said, standing beside us in the education fight, it is a fight. It's about a government that thinks the way to pay for Elizabeth Key, the way to pay for a new stadium is off the backs of our kids. Is that right? And we know where they're cutting because it's jobs, it's money, it's programs, and it's going to affect all kids, but we know the kids that it's going to affect the most are some of those kids that are on the edge. Working class kids, absolutely. Our kids, that's who it's going to affect. It's going to be the kids of MUA workers, the kids of construction workers, the kids of hospital workers, the kids of education assistants. Some of those kids who just need that little bit of extra help. One of our delegates works up in Joondalup Primary School. He said they've got a boys mentoring program, where they take kids out of the classroom, take those boys, support them, work with them so they can see school as a place for them and education as a place for them. You cut a program like that, that means some of those kids are going to fall through the cracks, they're going to hate school, they're not going to get the education that they deserve, and that is absolutely disgusting. So we really appreciate you guys standing beside you. When I thanked some of the guys who came to our first rally at Parliament, and I do just want to point out that our members were the first members to take industrial action in schools. We did it 2 weeks before everybody else, and then we did it twice. Not that it's a competition. Hope the teachers aren't here. But because our members are like you. They know that if you're going to win, you've got to fight. You've got to fight. And when I went out and was thanking the guys from the MUA, one of the guys said to me, "Don't thank me. I'm a parent. I'm a community member. I care about my kids. I'm here because of that." So I just want to look around at the T-shirts that I see here and say, solidarity, touch one, touch all. We're fighting for a better state and we're stronger when we fight together.
Well, how about that? And also, I want to acknowledge the CPSU here, the Plumbers Union are here. Isn't it great to see the white collar unions coming along today to show the support in respect to what's going on. From this now, the programme will be getting out into the middle of St George's Terrace. We'll be marching up St George's Terrace to Allseas, and we'll be delivering a message for Allseas that they're never ever going to forget. So let's get on with it. Let's get the banner in front and let's get there. MUA to stay!